Do you love Gantt charts?
Here's how easily you can build one in quick.
stepmamas. You don't hear stepmamas doing nothing like this. But I know stepmamas be jealous, but I don't know them like this, on this situation like this. Let's follow our crime.
18 stab wounds to his body, his chest, his back, his head, and most importantly, his arms and his hands. Why is that important? Gannon was fighting for his life, and those were defensive wounds. Next came a crushing blow to his head that was so strong, it fractured his skull like an eggshell. That wasn't enough for this defendant. He retrieved a 9mm handgun, fired it again and 3 times. 2 bullets struck the pillow near him and were caught in the fibers of that pillow. That 3rd bullet entered his jaw, traveled through his head, fracturing his mandible, his vertebrae, hitting his spinal cord, and lodged in the back of his head and was recovered at autopsy. Gannon's life drained from his body, drop by drop. The photo that's on the screen right now is a picture of his bedroom. Same corner where he was in that picture, or where you'll see him in the picture in the bed. Each one of those markers signifies a small blood droplet that splattered across his wall. It ran down the corner of his mattress, soaked through the carpet padding, and puddled on the concrete foundation below that carpet. The defendant then took very deliberate action. She decided to hide her crimes from the world. And she took action to hide those crimes from the world. She collected Gannon's bloody and broken body and the blankets and pillow that were near him and shoved them into a suitcase and hid them in the storage unit in that basement. That basement storage unit is right around the corner from Gannon's bedroom. What she didn't know is that she was leaving clues behind in that storage room. That plastic tub that you see in the bottom left portion of that picture has Gannon's blood on it. There was an Amazon box in that storage room that has Gannon's blood on it. The concrete floor in that storage room had Gannon's blood on it. The defendant next decided to clean Gannon's room. Deliberately, intentionally, knowing what she was doing. She scrubbed the walls, cleaning them off. She scrubbed the carpet with scrub brushes that were later found in the dishwasher. Those scrub brushes have carpet fibers in them. They have blood on them. They have Gannon's DNA on them. This is Gannon's bedroom when members of the El Paso County Sheriff's Office first came to the house on January 27th in the evening hours. This is what it looked like. No obvious signs of a struggle. No obvious signs of blood as they walked through the house and through Gannon's bedroom. There were no obvious signs of a struggle or murder because the defendant had cleaned them up. And also realized she had Gannon's blood on her person. Clothes that she was wearing, likely containing Gannon's blood, based off of how much blood had hit the walls, were never found. Her clothing was never found. These shoes, the defendant's shoes, were found on the washing machine, drying. That reddish rust color that you can see on the soles, Gannon's blood and DNA were found on those shoes. You can see just how much blood she was walking through as she was cleaning up that mess. Took more deliberate action. She collected and discarded other important clues. I mentioned she stabbed Gannon 18 times. The instrument that she used to stab Gannon has never been found. That 9mm handgun that she used to fire 3 rounds at Gannon.
For those who just joining in, we are looking at the stepmom, Letecia Stauch, accused of murdering her stepson.
Casing ejected out of that firearm each time she pulled the trigger. No shell casing was ever found in Gannon's room.
Now, do y'all think this lady was that smart to get the shell casing and just move them, put them up? So in other words, she meditated this situation. Did she meditate this situation in this decision making? Because they can't find it. They can't find what they're looking for. So they say they can't find the weapon. So the situation, we're trying to find out what happened. What decision did Letecia made in this situation?
She then took more deliberate action when she hid Gannon in a suitcase, first in her car, and then up north near the El Paso County, Douglas County line. GPS location data was used to track her locations or her movements. And it led to another grisly discovery up just in this area here. A board was found under a tree. That board had Gannon's blood on it. This is miles away from the Stauch family home, which is in the southeast part of the city, close to the airport. You'll learn through testimony that this board came from the Stauch family garage. Then took more deliberate and thoughtful action. She loaded the suitcase containing Gannon into the back of a rented van.
Okay, y'all. Okay. Now, to be honest with you, we got to ask ourselves, did Letecia have help doing this? Did she have help doing this? I mean, she that strong to put an individual inside a suitcase. She that strong of a stepmama to do one thing, state the situation. The situation is something happened to her stepson, and they blame the stepmom. Okay, and the second thing is we're gonna list the option. Her option was to get rid of the little boy So they allegedly saying that she put them inside a suitcase. What kind of suitcase is this? So she put that little boy in the suitcase. I'm gonna show y'all after this. I'm gonna show y'all a TikTok uh uh situation of the young man doing a TikTok.
Florida. And that's the course of her travels from here to Florida. She rented a hotel room in Pensacola, Florida on February 4th, 2020. She drove a short distance from that hotel room, which is sorted by those blue angular marks on the map, up to where that red square is on the map. Drove a short distance from that hotel room, across a dark bridge that drives over a river that flows into the Gulf of Mexico. There she acted with determined purpose. Stopped that van. He hauled the suitcase out of the back of that van, drug it to the side of the road, hoisted it up over the railing, pushed it over the side, hoping again it would never be found. 48 days later, 1,300 miles away from where Gannon was murdered, the search for answers in Gannon's remains finally ended on March 17, 2020, when the suitcase that came from that basement storage room, Gannon's remains, blankets, and the pillow were found by an unlucky bridge worker checking that bridge for safety. You can imagine the shock that he felt when he realized what was inside that suitcase. Inside that suitcase, obviously Gannon's decomposing remains. Also, these two blankets and that pillow. Remember the pictures that I showed just a moment ago of Gannon in bed? These pictures were taken by this defendant on the morning of January 27, 2020. Sent them by text message to Gannon's father, Al, who was in Oklahoma for training. Take note of those blankets. Take note of the blankets that were recovered from that suitcase. The very same blankets and pillow that were in those pictures on January 27, 2020 were found 1,300 miles away with Gannon underneath that bridge. The defendant then purposely, intentionally came up with numerous different stories about what had happened. Gannon was missing, went to a friend's house and never returned. Gannon was kidnapped, and she was raped by a guy named Eduardo. Gannon was kidnapped and she was raped, but this time by a guy named Quincy Brown. She went to look for a bike up near that Douglas County, El Paso County line. Gannon test drove that bike, crashed, and suffered a horrible head injury. And a guy named Quincy Brown takes Gannon, and now the defendant doesn't know where Gannon is. Cartels were somehow involved with Gannon's disappearance. And most cruelly, that Landon Hyatt, Gannon's mother, was involved with Gannon's disappearance.
What?
All of her actions were purposely designed by her to distance herself from what she did.
Okay, y'all. Okay. Boy, I can't hear no more because the decision that this young lady, what? Did they just said the mother? Cartels involved. So when you say cartels, you're allegedly saying, you are saying drugs involved. So is it more like, let me see something, that you're gonna she might not be insane, y'all. Somebody help this lady do this. Somebody. See, some drugs involved, allegedly. Allegedly, some drugs involved in this round. Cause for this young man right here to be missing like this in a suitcase.
She able to form a culpable mental state. Every single piece of evidence that comes from this chair will be used by you to make that determination.
It's sad. Hold on, y'all.
I don't mean we've concluded evidence. And we're giving closing arguments. At that time, both sides will get to ask you to make determinations based on what you all have heard. We're going to ask you to hold us to our burden of proof. The criminal justice system doesn't work if you don't hold us to our burden of proof. Our burden of proof is proof beyond a reasonable doubt. The things we have to prove are the elements of the crimes charged. We also have to disprove that the defendant is insane, meaning essentially we have to prove that she was sane. The evidence will do that for you. We will ask you to give justice to Gannon and Stauch. We will ask you to find this defendant guilty for what she did to him more than 3 years ago. We'll ask you to find her guilty of murder in the first degree. Murder in the first degree of a child under 12 years of age. Tampering with a deceased human body for taking Gannon's body from that scene and transporting it across the country. And tampering with physical evidence.
Golly.
On each and every one of those charges. And the evidence will guide you towards those convictions. On January 27, 2020, 6:55 p.m., the defendant herself called 911. She called 911 to report that Gannon was missing and not come home. Call taker, you'll hear, ask the defendant, who was the last person to see Gannon?
Who was the last person to see him? I guess me.
Shh. Camper. Go in the house. Go in the house.
The evidence will show that she was sane.
Go in the house. Go in the house.
The evidence will show that she acted intentionally.
Why stop, y'all? They said and deliberately went. She then we asked to convert them to defense. I don't know what happened. Offense, Mr. Cook. I want to hear Mr. Cook. Hold on, y'all. They muted. I talked to some of you during the last couple of weeks. Do some of you want to reintroduce?
My name is Will Cook.
Myself and Nate.
Along with Ms.
Here you go.
Represent Letecia Stauch. Now, this is a very tough case. We looked at the jury questionnaires.
Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna move this. Hold on, so y'all can see. Hold on for a moment. I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna move this sign so y'all can see, because you can't see with this sign in the way. Hold on, let me remove this. So y'all can see. Maybe wait, hold on, y'all. I'm trying to remove it. There you go. There you go. Let me move it. Hold on. Okay, now y'all can see. Hold on. Let me get back to the show.
There was a lot of strong feelings. Questionnaires. Have you formed an opinion?
I'm going to read some of this because they got lower. They say about notice.
She's guilty.
I put the capture so y'all can capture it right there, because they muted
about this case before they ever hear one shred of evidence. The defense attorney in this case is very worrisome. When people have come in and they have preconceived notions of what's going on.
Sit down.
With respect to the question on the
Come on, come.
paperwork that you got about insanity, what do you think about insanity? Is it valid? Something that's legitimate. A lot of people said insanity is just a way to get out of taking responsibility. It's an excuse. It doesn't exist. It's fake. Got a lot of that. So I, as the defense attorney, have two big problems in the case. I represent Ms. Stauch, who, according to a lot of jury questionnaires, is evil and guilty. And us raising insanity is a bunch of BS. A lot to deal with. Been looking at this case for going on 3 years now. All the photos, I've seen all the reports. Mr. Tellini has. It's a lot. What you saw on the board this afternoon, that's the PG stuff, the rated G information, photos you're going to see. For a general audience. Go forward in this case, you're going to see the autopsy photos. You're going to see the photos of when Gannon was brought out of the suitcase. And they're horrible. Horrible. It was an awful, awful thing. And I see Mr. Allen get up here, and he's emotional, almost into tears, talking about it. And I get it. I get it. What happened to that little 11-year-old boy is beyond description. The facts of this case. Awful. You know, it's so bad. This is a lost cause.
Yeah, this case was so disturbed until the attorney had to walk out to the back of the room to go back from being distressed about what happened to this 11-year-old boy and to come back and talk to the jury because of what happened to these kids, to this kid.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can't quit. I can't leave this courtroom. I've got to do my job in this case. Mr. Tellini does. I can't just, after that opening statement, all the information I've seen, the photos, the smiling picture of Gannon, hearing about him being shot, stabbed multiple times. Hundreds of witnesses and 800 pieces of evidence that are going to come in. I can't check out now and just sit down and write this out. I can't do it because it wouldn't be fair. Wouldn't be fair to the court
It
system,
won't be fair,
process.
the system process. He don't want to step out. And it wouldn't be fair to miss out. And I know people will say,
Well, who gives a shit
Well,
about
whose
what's
skills
fair
are
for Miss
about
Stauch?
fair?
The court systems do.
The court system
The
do, the law does, the
The
Constitution,
Constitution, the Bill of Rights.
the Bill of Rights, the war fought over.
The war fought over these things that we're dealing with today. Old school laws, presumption of innocence, right to remain silent, stuff that comes all the way back from old Boston and Paul Revere riding through the streets on his horse going, the British are coming, the British are coming. Old stuff, and it matters. And once we decide something in the media, before you have heard one shred of evidence, prejudge this case before anything has taken place.
But all of that is
And all of
lost,
that is
lost.
lost. And
We are truly a country that
is no longer ruled by law.
is no longer ruled by law, but by the media. I get it. We're lost.
I get it. We've lost.
Mr. Cleaning, you lost.
We lost. Stauch,
Doubt we lost, we have.
we have lost in the court of
Lost
public
the work of
opinion
public
in the
open.
media. He's guilty.
Media, he's guilty. I
I get that.
get that.
This is a court of law.
This is a court of law.
As Judge Warner said,
As Judge Warner said,
up through those double doors there, this is a special place.
through those double doors, there is, it isn't the media. This
This isn't the media. This isn't Facebook.
it's Facebook. Watch all of that.
Way.
Don't.
Don't try to get up
Try
and
to
walk out of the
come
courtroom before you start. Do your jobs. Listen to the evidence. When the evidence is complete, go back into the jury room and weigh the evidence. All I'm asking of you, just give us a fair shake. I can see it in your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of you,
You're concerned I could burn in.
you're concerned I could burn in hell for representing Miss
Yeah,
Stauch.
with respect to Miss
A lot
Stauch.
of you won't even make eye contact.
A lot of you.
I might as well just be the devil himself up here running his mouth. But I'm not. No different than those three at that table right there. Paid advocates. Warner, your voir dire says they are paid advocates. You know, we're paid advocates. They have their side of the story. And I just want to be heard. Want our side to be heard.
I would say, count.
And if at the end,
If at the end,
guilty,
guilty,
but
but you waited the
listened,
evidence to listen to
didn't
didn't
prejudge the
just the
case,
case.
your biases, your sympathies,
Your bias, your sympathies, your prejudice
that you had at the beginning
you
of this
had
trial,
to beginning of this trial. And if you
were fair and
didn't
impartial,
let those come in and fair
Still
and
guilty. I'll take that.
person still guilty.
I'll take that. in a
I'll
case
take
like
that.
this. A lot of evidence.
I'll take that in a lot of evidence, very, very difficult, tasty.
So don't
Nope, quit on me.
on me. Now, Mr. Allen is right. He's a good attorney, well spoken. He elected DA. This is going to come down to insanity. And was killed back in January 20. How do you figure that out? How do you look into the mind of a sick person and divine what they are thinking? Well, evidence, people's statements, observations,
She went crazy when she did that to that baby.
phone call, just Stauch talking on. That's good stuff. What else can you look at? Motive. Somebody's motive. Remember that word?
I mean, that work.
Up every day during jury selection.
Every day during jury selection. Prosecution, motive.
You were
We
told,
told rightly
so by the prosecution that there is no requirement for the prosecution to prove motive. They're right. Does that mean that motive doesn't matter? No, it doesn't. Not mean that. Even though jury instruction talking about insanity, the prosecution just put up on the board, talked about a motive or lack of motive could be a sign that there is insanity or not insanity. And it's in the jury instruction there. So it does matter. It's not required, but it matters. And it matters because it's evidence. If you don't have a motive, that goes to show a lack of evidence. Say there's a couple people involved in a shooting and a murder out in the community. Paper reports it as a random, senseless act of violence. One person shot to death. Police investigate. They have 3 people that are suspects that were there at the scene at the time of the shooting.
Time of the shooting one.
One problem for the investigators.
Produce the investigator will have any other evidence.
Week later,
doing some good police work, they uncovered
one of the 3 people
that one of the 3 people was a drug dealer who was ripped off the week before the shot. I figured the drug was this by the deadly.
A lot of money and drugs were stolen.
A lot of money and drugs were stolen. Some of that information, all that information.
This random, senseless act of
Random
violence
act of violence does matter.
does matter.
You need to put it up.
You need to put it up. It's not hooked up yet.
Yeah, and turn off the.
You can turn
See,
off
y'all
the
money
lights if you
involved in
want.
this.
I'm not getting the feed come through. more hooked up to the defense. Still not coming through.
And they took the first person they loved with that little boy. Look up on that TV, y'all.
That's what you're looking for, right?
That's the photo.
They took that 11-year-old boy. Life.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you will turn your attention to the two boards, screens. This fancy pointer that you were alluding to, Judge.
Do y'all think they have enough evidence to prove that that woman did that?
All right, we've got a photo here.
Stepmama.
We've got some familiar looking faces. Gannon. Letecia Stauch. Stepmom, stepson. Gannon's little sister in the back. Look at that.
Look, everybody doing it.
Happy.
Pretty good. Happy sunny day.
Maybe Miss Stauch is doing a selfie, holding the camera out. When would have this photo been taken? The day before Gannon died. The day before he was killed.
That picture up there the day before he was killed. He was all happy.
It wasn't a photo of evil, anger. The photo.
Somehow, all account, he was a loving
stepmother. Care.
Stepmother was a loving, and she cared.
And his father was.
And his father was on the department that worked at the teacher herself. At the stepmama worked as a teacher in the district. At an elementary, she was an elementary school teacher. Better person, living it. It seems like American dream in a nice suburban home.
Morrison Ranch, suburbs,
Suburban Colorado Springs, Colorado. But behind those photos.
Miles.
Wow. I didn't know she was a school teacher.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Stauch was hiding. Dealing
that was trauma
and abuse that had been going on since she was a toddler.
It had been going on since she was a toddler. What?
The troubled childhood.
The troubled childhood.
Mother
was it really much of a mother? Wow. She had a
line of stepdad
and boyfriend, whatever her mother in and out. So you trying to use her reasonable doubts against what she did to the child.
She was 3 or 4 years old, Miss Stauch.
Since she was 3 or 4 years old.
She finally moved out. And she suffered.
She suffered horrific lie. But she teaching other folks children. And these stepfathers, these boyfriends that her mom used to bring in around her. Let's talk about the little boy, though.
Watched her mother get beat by the boyfriend.
Her mother get beat. She got your
physically
mother get beat by
abused.
boyfriends. Billy
So eventually,
abuses
the physical
her
abuse,
eventually.
these
It's
men
men reserved for her
for
mother.
her mother, eventually trained on.
But y'all, he talking about her. I don't nobody feel sorry for her. I feel sorry for the uh the son,
First, it was just
the
physical
stepchild.
beatings, whoopings, emotional abuse, verbal abuse, and then it became sexual.
He should have. Daddy should have
where she
checked on
was
her
molested
records.
regularly.
I care about the little boy.
5 or 6 until she was a teenager. Constant.
He used to have.
She used to have to sleep in the car out in the driveway to get away. Not have to molested and sexually assaulted by these men. Sleep in the car in the driveway of her house.
I bet that attorney saying the same thing I'm saying.
Kind of an absentee mom.
What they got to do with this little boy?
A lot of these stepfathers, if you could call them that, cared for Miss Stauch exclusively. Mom was out somewhere doing something, gone for several weeks at a time. And Miss Stauch, as a young child and a young woman and a teenager, was left in the care of these men. How do you deal with this? 6 or 7 years old. What do you do? Physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse. How does a kid handle that? Well, a lot of people that have had bad childhoods go on and they're fine. There's some that don't. Some is a survival mechanism.
It's a
Some of these
survival
children's
mechanism.
Personality
fragment.
And why do they do this? This fragmentation of personalities when there's abuse.
Personality. Abuse at a young age.
Because in the case of the Stauch, her abuser was also the person that provided her means for survival. A 4, 5, 6-year-old kid does not go out and get a job and work.
Go out and get a job and work and acquire,
pay the rent,
pay the electric bill, pay the rent.
So while they're being abused, they also, as a matter of
survival,
have to both hate and love, to fear and placate their abuser / caretaker.
Okay, y'all. Let's get into this trial. This is really like the old opening argument. And what's going on here, y'all, is what they're trying to use psychological distinction between the girl, the stepmama had been abused, They are allegedly trying to say that she did this, she switched some kind of way and used the abuse on her stepchild, which I don't know. I don't know. She might not, she could have been the one who did it. She might not be the one who did it. She could be the one who did it. And something happened. She could have got stressed out. And it worked against her. I want to get into that. Hold on for a second. Hold on, let me pull something up for y'all. Now, something happened with stepmom. Now, from what I just with the opening argument, it's something different happening right here. It seemed more than her involved in this. It seemed like it's other people involved in this, and she the one got caught up. She got caught up doing what she did. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like to me. She got caught up in something that she don't have no control of. She didn't have no control of, and it got to do with games. It got to do with things that they was involved in. Boy. So how does a person do that? How does a person do that, y'all? To another child if they've been
a person do that? Well, I think in a lot of
situations, no one person can do that.
That's where the fragmentation.
When the fragmentation, personality comes out.
All the good and all the bad, all the evil and the hate.
All the evils and the hate
reside in one place.
Resides in one place.
And I know some of you, based on your jury questionnaires, think I'm telling some fanciful tale about this. I get it. I read the questionnaires. But as such, you have sworn an oath.
Sworn an oath, but the hand to
follow the
follow.
law and the evidence.
And evidence don't.
Don't like vanity.
Don't like anity. Identify disorder.
That's okay.
Okay, joke of an excuse for not valid.
Joke or an excuse. That's okay. Those doors. In here, you got to believe it's a legitimate mental health defense. That in fact.
See, we always talk about mental health. We always talk about mental health. Every day over here.
You're going to hear doctors, sworn experts on both sides.
That's right.
But yeah, it's in the DSM-4 or 5, which is the book of.
See, we talked about psychological. See, psychologists
and issues.
And I'm gonna tell you something. Pressure. We talk about pressure all the time, y'all. We talk about this every day. This is what we're dealing with. Stress, mental health, and emotional health is ability to handle stress. Sometimes your brain You cannot handle stress. It can change your everyday life. And what happened in this situation right here? Somebody stressed out mentally and emotionally. And they took it upon themselves instead of getting help. To be honest with you, this is what he's saying. They could not, even this stepmom, didn't have the ability to handle stress, to change her everyday life style in a reasonable way. She had signs if anybody were paying her any attention. There were signs. Physical, social, emotional health is very important, y'all, in our everyday lives. Every court case is going to deal with emotional, mental, and emotional health, where you don't go get help for it. You ignore the problem, and the problem is still there. This is serious. You don't have control of that. But in this situation right here, they did not have good mental, emotional health, y'all. And that was important. They have to have good, positive. Something happened in this. If she was a school teacher, she stressed out because she dealing with personalities every day. And she had to use a strategy to make those kids learn every day. And then when she get home, it's another personality that she has to deal with. And then she's a stepmom. She can't really do what she want and say what she want to say to that child. What is the daddy doing? What is the daddy doing? The father doing on that side? Because she already stressed out. She can't control it. It's important, people, for our overall health. It's serious, y'all. You have to have good mental and emotional health. It is important. Because if you don't, anything like this situation right here could trigger, and she don't have no control of it. She don't have no control of what she did, what happened to her. She had a flashback. But it's still, she got to be punished for it. But still, he should have picked up on that. That's his wife. What was he doing where he couldn't pick up on that? You have to be careful who you have around your kids. Because the things that I just heard at the beginning of this opening argument, this opening statement, it was horrific. So that's why we have to get an understanding that mental, emotional health don't mean like that. It's stressed out. Stress is serious now. Being stressed out is very serious, y'all. Look what I did today. Look what I did today. I went to the bank. It was raining. I got depressed because I got upset because they don't took out the drive-through thing. I'm dressed like I'm dressed with no jacket on. It's raining outside. I got my back out. And I didn't want to go in. I had on some ugly slides. I like to look good when I go out. Cause every time I go out, I see somebody I know. So happened I did. And I got stressed out. I didn't go in. I drove over there to the I went over there to the wing shop. I said, I'm gonna get me some wings. I didn't want wings. I wanted to go get my my money order, my certified check, and y'all was on the live with me. See how quick I stressed that quick. But when I left the bank, I cooled down. So my option was to go somewhere and cool down for a minute. But I didn't go get the wings. Y'all saw me, I didn't go get it. Once I calmed down, I went back to the bank and I got in that line. And I was getting wet. Now I'm gonna have to deal with some coughing. But I'm not stressed out no more because I went in there and did what I supposed to do. But I never did get the wings. I got fish. I went and bought me some fish from somewhere else. So that keeps me from getting stressed, y'all. The same thing, and this is women can't handle stress that good, y'all. We need y'all men to have our back. We can't handle stress that good. We already did it with hormones. Okay, let's finish on. See what he talking about. I don't know why it turned low, but he's saying a relationship issue. See, there go another relationship issue. Now whether you believe it. Y'all gonna need some headsets.
Experts believe what our expert believes about whether it was present in Miss Stauch's case. Different issue. But you must, to be fair, impartial, and unbiased, you must believe that it is a possible defense. It is a valid defense. It is a valid defect or disease of the mind.
They talking to the jury.
That triggers the insanity provisions under the Colorado laws.
About the trigger.
Laws that trigger when we bring in some testimony or some evidence.
Oh my
insanity causes the rules.
She's not insane. She's just made a bad decision.
The burden of proving beyond a reasonable doubt. Let's say.
They trying to let her plead insanity, y'all.
In this case,
she's sick, but she ain't sick.
Go back around.
It's more to that.
Why all of that just matters. Going back to motive. Evidence. Exhibits, photos, videos.
The video was going to be
in here for 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
School's gonna be out.
Oh my arm.
Making plans for our Labor Day barbecues. Not Labor Day. Barbecues by the time we get done.
Barbecue by the time we get done. We know you're probably not going to hear.
In all that time with all those exhibits, all that evidence.
All the witnesses.
I'm not going to hear.
Not going to hear all of that. Let me give them. January the 20th, 2020. Reason.
Reason is there's no motive.
Reason there are no motive. There's no person. Reason. I think she's stressed out. That's all.
Doesn't make sense. It's insane.
She's not insane.
Smiling photo. Next day. Yeah,
she was smiling and everything the day before that happened to the little boy.
No reason for it.
But she can be putting on for the man, though.
Prosecution may say, oh, well.
I seen a lot of my stepmom do that, put on for her, for my daddy.
More tragic. There was such a pointless death of Gannon. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on that.
Speculate on that.
But there was some major psychotic crack that went on during this time. Go from teacher.
See, she was a teacher too. A loving stepmama, 2 children. She's stressed, loving mother, to have her own child.
A person that Shannon's father
She's stressed.
trusted his own 2 kids, watched and loved. And
Maybe his child was out of hand. Wouldn't do what she say do. I don't know.
being a killer of an 11-year-old.
I don't think she's just a killer though.
Big jump.
Lord,
There is no explanation for it. I don't have one.
Okay, y'all. I'm gonna stop it right there and go back and talk to y'all in this case right here. The reason why I want to talk about it is because this young lady didn't. Oh, we my arms, y'all. I'm trying to click my hair. This young lady didn't do nothing to her kids. She didn't do anything to her kids. She did his kid like that. Ouch. My arm. She did something to his kid. Now, is it that she did something to his kid because she didn't have control of him? She couldn't handle him? Or something happened, y'all. It seemed like me it's more than just his behavior and what happened to her in her childhood. It seemed like mentally, it seemed like it's more went on in this situation. Something happened for this teacher to switch like that. She looked, and when I'm looking at her picture on this, looking at her on another photo, she looked stressed out. This mama looked stressed out, y'all. It probably that she was already that way, stressed out. It just went that way. It's that's why it's not good to pick on people, because mentally you don't know what they're going through. You don't know why they doing like that. You don't know why they switching out like that. I just think it's more than what happened to this little 11-year-old boy. I think it's more happened. It's something else happened. Because he was too excited. He was too active. It was something where it seemed like she had to do. You know how when you get a man and you the stepmama, and sometimes you kiss the, you do anything you do to make that man or child happy, and it seems like that child ain't never happy. It's always something, and you get the blame for it from the daddy, from the way the child behaved, and you the stepmama. See, stepmama go through a lot. Now, I had a stepmama. Stepmama go through a lot because they trying to make the man child happy. They trying to make the kids happy, trying to make their kids happy. His child ain't getting along with her child. But let's go back and look. Let's go back. I'm gonna leave this for a minute, and we'll come back so y'all can see what they look like. This lady right here looks sick, y'all. It seemed like she lost it. Or either she, cause you can look like let me get a good picture. Hold on. I don't want to blame her for her actions. Y'all, they live right here. This is where I was. They live. They live. We missing out on it.
If you have a side gig and need to file your taxes, visit freetaxusa.com. With us, your federal return is always free.
Keep saying it. Okay, y'all. I'm sorry about that. I got to reconnect. I needed to charge my computer up. But y'all stepmamas, we catch it, don't we? I ain't no stepmama, but this little boy was 11 years old. I don't know what he probably was spoiled in writing. And his stepmama already stressed out. Okay. But this is the trial, y'all.
And there's a juror that cannot get into the parking garage because of size of vehicle. Who is that? Just raise your hand. Don't leave yet. We'll talk to you. We'll talk to you. I mean, you can leave the courtroom, but don't leave the courthouse just yet. And for the rest of you, it's going to take just a couple of minutes, unless, Todd, you want to run down there on my bookshelf. Do you know where that is? Okay. And so, Todd, oh, no, I mean, wait, Todd, come back. It's all good. There. So he's going to get you the lanyards with parking passes on them. Use them to come in, and we will talk with juror number 14 about what to do with your situation. We have a solution. Rachel, are you still here somewhere? Stick around. We need to talk. I think we can use the same solution that we did for the other juror that was coming back at 11. That work? Okay. All right. We have a solution, so just hold on and we will get to you.
Hold up, y'all. I don't understand why y'all can't see. Hold on. Let me make sure I got y'all hooked up. Okay. Okay, so y'all can see, right? Okay. My fault. I want to make sure y'all can see the trial.
With that, if I can have everyone, you'll know where to meet Mr. Combs in the morning and how to get into the building. We should be able to start right on time tomorrow at 9 o'clock. What you can expect is that we will start with witnesses. We will take a break for 15 or 20 minutes, somewhere between 10 and 10:30. Then we will proceed on to lunch at noonish, come back 1:15, 1:30, have a break 15, 20 minutes, somewhere between 3 and 3:30 in the afternoon, then recess at 5 o'clock. That's how your day will look every day from here on out. The other thing that you should expect, so that it doesn't catch you off guard, is that every day that we start trial after today, well, I did it this morning actually, but every day that we start trial from here on out, I will ask you a question. And that is, it will be the same question every day. You're going to get sick of hearing it, but it's the same question that I'm going to be asking. Has anything occurred since we were last together that causes any of you to believe that you could not continue to serve as a fair and impartial juror in this
Judge
case?
talking to them.
So please raise your hand. So that's why those admonitions that I said about avoiding press, avoiding opinions, avoiding research, all of those things, they all come into play. It's important. This is an important process. So with that, you're discharged. We'll see you in the morning. All rise for the jury, please.
All right, y'all. Back in.
The only one that I knew of was.
Let me end that morning
Before you
section.
step out real quick, does anybody aside from juror 3 need a letter? Okay. All right. We got it. Thank you. So juror 16 and juror 3.
Y'all see her over there? I think that they want her to look like she insane, but I think she do have mental issues.
Thank you. You may all be seated. Record should reflect the jury has left the courtroom. Mr. Allen, I want to clear up one thing on the record. Because I think it's an issue in, where is this? Where's it listed at though? Huh, okay. I just want to make sure that the count that you are dismissing is count 3, child abuse resulting in death.
Correct. So count 1
Resulted in death.
is the child abuse resulting.
Okay.
That's the one that requires an accumulation of injuries, all that kind of thing. That was charged before the end of the body was ever recovered. When the game of the body was recovered, he added one, which is now during the first week.
Okay, so this would have been, I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's count 3 of the amended information.
Okay, and that's what I wanted to check on, because the original complaint information that was filed on March 11 only has 4 counts, and count 3 is tampering with a deceased human body, and in that one, count 2 is the
Yeah,
child
this
abuse
gonna
resulting
last
in
for a
death.
while. But
So it looks like what happened, they didn't realize the amendment, and when they put it in, that's what the conflict is.
The amendment was
see,
probably
I told y'all everything we talked
I
about.
have March 20.
It's
Yeah.
a conflict in mental and
So-
emotional health. Yes, it is.
So what you are proposing to
That's what
dismiss
this
is the
all
one,
about. Conflict resolution.
knowingly or
and
recklessly
mental and
causing
emotional
injury
health.
or unreasonably.
That's what this all about. That's what this all about. And I'm going to stay on mental and emotional health and conflict resolution. It was a conflict somewhere. It was a conflict somewhere. That's why it happened. That's why it's very important to talk about it everywhere, every day. You got to be able to identify mental and emotional health. Mental, don't remember now, mental emotion don't mean that you're crazy. It means you're going through something, you stress out, y'all. Y'all tell me what y'all think about what y'all think this case, how far this case about to go. What y'all think? What y'all tell me what y'all think. We don't want to talk about. These are things that we don't want to believe that happen to people. These are the things that we don't want to believe. These are things that we don't want to talk about. These are things that we don't want to turn to a channel and hear about. Because we think we got all the answers. Now she's stressed out. She's stressed out at work. Because anytime you're dealing with kids, and then you got to come home and take care of your own kids, and then you got to take care of somebody else, bad kid, a good kid, a kid. Your social needs. You're going to need social needs. Your social needs is very important when you're stressed out. Your social needs is very important when you're stressed out. But those are things that we don't want to talk about. Those are things that we don't want to get on social media and talk about because it's too educated. It's educational. We don't want to talk about that. Health or safety. See, this is what he's talking about, y'all. Everything I'm seeing him talking about.
So count 3 in the amendment.
Your health is very important.
Information. That's where the
This judge
is.
sat here and
Okay, I
said
think we've got that
3 most
resolved.
important things in this situation: health, conflict,
Okay.
mental and
So having
emotional health.
witnesses
And this is
here,
what we sit
now
over here and talk about
tomorrow morning, we should
every
be able to start
day.
right on time at that
Because
time.
this is what our
Um,
body, mind, and heart
Rachel, I'm
deal
you
with
when we're done.
every day emotionally.
Is there
This is
anything
what's
else
going
that we need to
on with
address
this
in the
young lady.
prosecution? Defense?
This is young lady stressed out. She's stressed
Rachel, can you
out.
come back in the back hallway for a minute, please?
I'm surprised she
Courtroom
ain't went to see
recess,
no
thank you.
doctor. Told y'all this ended. You had to end it. This is going to be a very emotional trial. This is going to be a very social trial, y'all. This trial going to be sad. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. The judge just sat there and told y'all the same thing I said. I don't want to be Mrs. Right. I just want to give people a little knowledge so they can think how important our health is to us. This is what we're dealing with every day. Even with rappers, even right now. Right now, y'all. These are things that we don't want to talk about, but these are things that we live around. We live around this, our own selves. If you don't know how to handle stress, you won't even know what it's all about. You don't know when you're stressed out. I know when I'm stressed out because I'm used to it now. I avoid from being. I know how to avoid from being stressed. I know how to avoid from being stressed out. I have to move away for a minute. I have to go somewhere, camp us, sit down, because you're stressing me out. What I do, what I do for real, I go by myself somewhere. I have to relax my brain. I have to relax my mind. I have to give me some control here, and it has to be positive. The positive outlook of what I need to do today. I did it, didn't I? Y'all were with me when I did it. The positive outlook of what I did today. I did it. Because I know if I didn't do it, it's going to stress me what? It's going to stress me out. So when it stresses me out, y'all, what it does, it leaves consequences on it. Because I need to pay my bill. Now, we're going to get into that young lady right there. Number one, I'm going to put a little music on, y'all. Number one, the lady is a school teacher. Whoo, y'all don't know. These folks stressed out because you know what? Number one, they don't do eat right. They take a lunch. Y'all misunderstand what I'm saying. They take a lunch, but you ain't got for what, 30 minutes to eat? Shoot, you rushing. By the time you be done warm your food up, that's already 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Then you got to find you a spot to eat and relax. You wanna go on your lunch break and chill. Then once you sit down in the car and chill or go chill where you want to chill, it already 12:25. It's time for you to go back to work. And then you be like, God, I ain't had a chance to digest my food. So now, imagine being a working mother. It's a lot of women work out here. A lot of women work. Work is work. Now, I'm a stepmother also. I'm just saying I'm not a stepmother, y'all. I'm just saying when you're a I'm just using it, this talking, you know. Okay, you're a stepmother. You got another responsibility. You may not like little Johnny, but little Johnny is part of your man's life. That's his child. So the little Johnny ain't but 11. Woo, if he 11, emotions everywhere, right? What word I use? Emotions. Emotions are everywhere. Now, that may not be with my child. You know, with your children. But it's something about his child getting on your nerves. He's not doing what you ask him to do. And the dad is still taking up for him. Okay. What happened in Letecia's case? To me, it seemed like it's more to what it is. She's stressed up for other reasons, not only just because of that child. Something else stressed that girl out to take it to another step. Did she do it? Or is she hiding it from somebody she loves? They have to have evidence, and they claim they got evidence all over the world. You got to have evidence in order to prove somebody did something. They seen the suitcase, the body in the suitcase. Y'all, come on, tell. Okay. Think about Letecia pulling. Let's look. Let's pull up a picture. Let me see. Can I get a photo of this young lady? Let me see. Can I find a photo of Letecia? Hold up, y'all. I'm gonna find. See if we talking about Letecia and her situation. Let's find a photo. Okay. We are going to find a photo of Miss Letecia. Let's find a photo, okay? Oh, I'm spelling her name. What her last name was? Okay. Stauch. Okay. Okay, here we go. Something happened to this woman. This woman done went from A to B. From y'all see that lady? Oh, y'all haven't seen it yet. It's not coming up yet. This lady went from here. Wonder why y'all can't see it. You can see it in a minute, I guess. Oh, this is Ghana stats for the files. Okay, now this is Ghana. Yeah, this is Letecia. Hold on for a minute. This is Letecia. Okay, this is Letecia. She looks so angry. Oh, so Letecia is Ghana? This lady look like she's stressed out, y'all. Why is y'all making? So, Ghana stat. Okay, Letecia stat murder trial. I guess she is the same person. She's the same person. Letecia is Ghana. That is Ghana, Letecia. Letecia is Ghana. Why they got two different names? Well, Ghana is the mother. Is she the step? Who is the stepmama? Hold up. Letecia is the stepmama. This is she. Nah, this is Ghana. That's her. That's Letecia. That's Ghana. They got, okay, yeah, this is Letecia. That girl look like something wrong with her, y'all. That young lady's stressed out. She is stressed out. And that is the 11-year-old boy right there. That is the 11-year-old boy. That lady, look at that lady's eyes. Look at her. Look. Look like he's a nice little boy. Look at him. What are you doing? Let me see. Hold on, y'all. Look at him. A judge is to consider whether the woman accused of killing her stepson. Okay, this is Letecia. Undergo another mental health evaluation after her most recent evaluation found her. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, the lady ain't right. That lady is sick. Something happened to this woman. This lady is sick. They said it. They said it. Y'all think she putting on? You said she putting on? Look at her. She ain't putting on. These are signs. This is identifying that the signs of mental and emotional health. Look at her. And this is her stepson. That's signs, y'all. They're your signs of mental and emotional health. And I know she was a sweetheart to that little boy. Her 11-year-old stepson. This is mental and emotional health, y'all. Let me move this out y'all way. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Because y'all can't see. Y'all can't see what gets in the way. Hold up. Let me move this out y'all way. Okay. Right here. Let me put this down. Y'all, this lady right here, I mean, look right. She is insane. I don't know if she's gonna be able to stand this trial. She ain't in her right mind after doing what she did. What controlled her to make her get like that, y'all? What happened? And it's that. She's a suspect, y'all, and was arrested on March 2020, in 2020, 3 years ago, and a suspect of her stepson's murder. Gone to stat. Go back right home. Look, y'all, look. Stack arrived at her hearing. She came to a hearing on Thursday, an hour late, having reportedly refused to go. Going forward, Warner ruled Thursday that officer can force Stack to come to court. She didn't want to come to court. She refused to come to court, y'all. Even if she refused to come to court, they supposed to bring her to court, y'all. So why is they late getting that girl to court? They can make everybody come to court, but not everybody. Why right there? Trying to see why y'all not one. Hold on, y'all. Let me see why y'all not where I am. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see what's going on. Oh, there you go. Hold on, y'all. Trying to see why y'all not where I'm at. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Why y'all not connected with me? Okay, y'all, here we go. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. Okay, let me see y'all where I'm at. Hold on. Shout out to them people who enjoying their spring break. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to make sure y'all connected. Okay, hold on. Y'all might be there. Hold on for me. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Going forward, moving forward. Okay. This is not that. I don't want y'all to see that. Hold on. This is what I want y'all to see. Okay, let's go back right here. Y'all missed this. This is she. This is Letecia right here, y'all. Letecia is a suspect. She just a suspect. Her stepson. This is her stepson. Okay? This is her stepson. She don't look right, does she? She's going through some mental and some emotional health. You can look at her. I don't even know her. But I know something ain't right. Okay? Let's scroll it down. It look like that little boy would have put up a fight. Well, he may be a nice little 11-year-old. Okay. A judge is considering whether the woman accused of killing her stepson can undergo another mental health evaluation after her most recent evaluation found her sane, y'all. Letecia Stauch is accused of murdering her 11-year-old Gannon Stauch. That's Gannon right there. Gannon is 11. Gannon is 11. That's the one she accused of doing all of that too, putting him in a suitcase and stuff. That's him. And this is Letecia, y'all, the stepmama. This Gannon right here, Gannon. Okay. It said Letecia's accused of murdering her 11-year-old Gannon Stauch January 2020 and then trying to pass it off as a runaway case. His remains was found in a suitcase under a highway, y'all, in Florida, 2 months after his disappearance. Okay. Let's go to the decision. We already know that it's mental and emotional health, right? We already know that, right, y'all? What did we say mental and emotional health was? Its ability to handle what? Stress. Okay? It is an ability to handle the stress and changes her everyday life in a reasonable way. Remember now, this is a stepmother. Now we're going to go to our decision making. We got to go to our decision making. We're going to talk about that decision she made. What happened? What happened in this case? That's what we about to find out. Since it's a mental, emotional situation, we about to find out. We're going to put it together, y'all. We're going to put this thing together. Okay? Okay. First of all, we know it's some mental emotional health because she's insane, right? Okay. It says right here that she accused of murdering her 11-year-old Gannon Stauch on January 2020 and then trying to pass it off as a runaway case. So we're going to state the situation. What decision did Letecia have to make? What she was going to do with that body, right? That was her decision, right? So what she did was pass it off as a runaway case. How? She put the remains in a suitcase. And then what did she do then? She put it under a highway in Florida. Okay? She knew where he was 2 months ago. So that's what we did. We state the situation. The situation is Letecia, the stepmom, she allegedly passed her stepson Gannon, tried to pass it out as a runaway case, like he ran away. But he didn't. She allegedly put his body in a suitcase and put it up on the highway in Florida and make it 2 months like he ran away and disappeared. Now, the second step we said in making the decision was list the options. What are Letecia's choices? What was Letecia's choices? What were her choices? She thinks that if she get rid of the body herself, it's gonna look like a runaway case. So she had to get rid of the body. That was her choice to do, to get rid of the body. That was her choice. He had been brutally harmed before the death, according to the investigators. So what she did was, when she listed her choices, was to get rid of that little boy, her stepson. And that's what she did. She allegedly put him in a suitcase and put him on the highway in Florida. Okay, let's keep going, because it's only 6 steps to making a decision. Really, it's more than that. But we're going to use 6. Now, the next step to making we just said we state the situation. Then we list the option. Now, the third, we're going to, what are the consequences of each option? Okay, here you go. Letecia was arrested in South Carolina. Over her consequences. Arrested in South Carolina 5 weeks to the day after her stepson was reported missing. They already knew she did something to that day. And despite a couple of attempts by her lawyers to allow her to bond out, has remained in the El Paso County Jail since she was extradited back to Colorado on March the 5th. So, to weigh the possible outcome, her consequences was to be arrested and not be released out that jail due to the fact of her stepson. Now, Letecia was arrested. That was the affidavit, which includes more detail on the case. Can be found here. Let's see. What is this? Okay. God, talk it. Hold up, y'all. Hold up, y'all. We're going to figure this out. We can't just lead cases. We got to figure cases out ourselves. Okay? We got to figure things out. Okay, here we go. Since her first court appearance, now we don't weigh our possible outcome. Her consequences was she stayed behind bars. Okay? Now, let's consider her values. How does each option relate to Letecia's values? Keeping her commitment, okay? Since her first court appearance, the case against Stauch the 39-year-old stepmom, has hit road bump after road bump. Will everything from the pandemic to a brief attempt by Stauch to represent herself, creating delays. She was going to represent herself. But allegedly, they knew she needed a lawyer in this case. Okay? Because 2020, y'all don't forget the pandemic. Most recently, it has been stalled for months while the court waited for the results of the latest sanity evaluation conducted by the state hospital. And I'm glad I read that because I said, did they take her to the hospital? Because they needed to see what's wrong. Is she really insane? So they took her to the hospital, y'all, there earlier. Okay? Stauch changed her plea. She changed her plea. She considered her value. She changed her plea from not guilty to not guilty by reason of insanity in February. Y'all hear that? So we're on number 5 of making a decision. Making a decision is to act. What choice will, what her name? Letecia. Me. Letecia's choice is to change her plea. Letecia changed her plea from not guilty to not guilty by reason of insanity. See, all of these are steps to making a decision. Everything you do has a decision to it. So what she did was Letecia's choice would do this. She changed her plea. She changed it from guilty. She was guilty at first, y'all. She started going in Medicaid. From guilty to not guilty by reason of insanity. So she's trying to play crazy to say that was wrong with her, the reason why she did what she did. Few short months after a judge ruled there was suspicious evidence against her to move the case to trial. Any insanity plea requires the state to conduct a mental health evaluation, and the case cannot move forward until one is completed. If Stauch was found sane, she'll be able to stand trial. But they don't think she is. So they have to give her a what? Another evaluation. So let's move on. Evaluate the situation. The judge evaluated the situation. The judge said at first, they said that she was sane. That means she can stay in trial. But to him, she don't look right. He sees signs of mental health, mental and emotional health. Okay, let's move on. Again and again in the following months, court will convene to discuss the results, and the judge would be told more time was needed. See? Finally, in the late July, Judge Gregory Wiener warned if the evaluation wasn't finished in another 4 weeks, the state hospital would be required to explain to the court why the evaluation was still not done. Why are they finished it now, y'all? Because they was in court today. Remember when we watched court? They was in court. Okay? So they completed that evaluation. So that's the evaluation of the situation. What were the actual consequences of Letecia's decision? She had to complete that evaluation. She didn't want to. She knows she got issues. She don't want nobody to know that. She knows it. But she went on trial though, didn't she? So that means she was sane. She was okay. Okay, here we go. Let me move it up. Letecia was required to attend a conference in August to go over the results of the assessment that she took, okay? Now, while the findings was restricted and the meeting was not made privy to the details, the proof in the courtroom heard the judge use the word sane, quote, in reference to the evaluation. Why did the judge use the word sane? Judge want her to complete. Judge got to go by the essence though, the assessment. So judge said after reading the assessment results that she was sane. That means that she can go through court. And that's what we watched today, the court, because she's not insanity. Ain't nothing wrong with her, y'all. So she was using psychology on them. Okay? So that means that sane in a reference to the evaluation, he found out in the evaluation, she's okay. Now the defendant then asked for another sanity evaluation conducted by their own expert. And the judge scheduled a hearing for September 15th to discuss that request. Because they still think something wrong with that girl, that woman. Fast forward to Thursday hearing. Warner said he will consider a second evaluation and schedule an evidentiary hearing for October 13th to hear testimony from the commander of the Apostle County Jail and to defend appointed psychiatrist. And the judge, he would use the testimony to weigh whether to allow another evaluation. Now, y'all heard that? We just talked about the 6th step to making a decision. And that's what he weighed right there. The possible outcome was to weigh the outcome was to consider a second evaluation. That's what the judge did, to weigh this outcome and schedule an evidentiary hearing. And then in October, and to hear testimony from the commander at the Apostle County Jail and a defense appointed psychiatrist. The judge said he would use the testimony to weigh whether to allow another evaluation. And that's why we saw her in court. Okay. Also under discussion in October, a concerned prosecutor raised about what stat would be housed if an outside psychiatrist does her next evaluation. They keep getting her evaluated. I ain't never seen nothing like this. So we're gonna skip all that because she ain't court. Okay. Right here, what's that claim? Okay, let's go. Hold on, y'all. Okay, Letecia arrived at her hearing Thursday near an hour late, having reportedly refused to go. She didn't want to go to court going forward. Warner ruled Thursday that an officer can force Stat to come to court, even if she refuses. We had a conversation a while back, quote, about you needing to be here and what it would look like if you refused. So Werner told Stat at the end of the hearing, he said he had ordered deputies to use all force reasonably necessary to make sure Stat leaves the jail on court day. What they mean by that? They can make everybody come to court. Stat claimed it was her hygiene issue that kept her from court, alleging at one point that the inmate weren't being given toilet paper. She also complained about a lack of air conditioning in the transport van. Girl, you don't control that. That's how jail is. Okay, let's keep going. So anyway, but Werner said whatever the reason, she would have to be in the courtroom going forward. She had to be in the courtroom going forward, whether she would want to or not. One thing you can do, one thing you do not have a choice about going forward is where you going to appeal. There you go, Judge. Get on. That's right. And that's what we watched today, remember? We watched the court. We watched this today. And who did we see in court? Who did we see in court? We saw her in court today. Court over. I think it's over today. 8 left. We already seen this. We saw this already. She's sitting over there looking down. We already saw this. They can remember they getting ready to go home. Yeah, we saw this. So she had court. Ain't nothing wrong with this woman. Ain't nothing wrong with that woman right there. Ain't nothing wrong with it. That was the end of court today, y'all. What y'all saw earlier. So after all of that we just read, I got something to ask y'all. Do y'all think she did this? They gone now, y'all. Look at her. Look at her. That was it. Remember we saw it today? We saw it today. We already seen it. We already saw it today. There she go right there. There she goes standing right there. There she goes. She don't know what's going on. I'll play. She all right though, y'all. Ain't nothing wrong with her. They don't did their evaluation on her. It's over. There she go. She looking at them though. There she go. There go your stepmama. There go the stepmama. And that energy that she got, like, woo, thank you. I'm glad this over with. Y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section about this case right here. Do you think this stepmama guilty or not guilty? If you miss what happened, go back and check this live out. People, y'all get a chance. We got to hit the like button. We got to get these likes up over here, okay? Too much information, too much work over here, all right? Okay, if anybody want to come up and talk about the case, I'll give you that opportunity. Well, y'all, this is safe. And if you haven't seen the cute little boy, handsome young man, you can go back and look at it, okay? I'm gonna drop my anybody out there want to come up and speak, you can. I'm gonna get y'all that and get the questions you have or anything you want to say about this case, because y'all know how children are. Some of y'all stepmothers. Don't be ashamed. If you don't want to, you don't have to. You know, I'm just saying. You know, I have to give y'all that opportunity, okay? That was very educational, y'all. And you know what helped it is when the judge weighed my possible outcome. Your reaction is appreciative on all my content. Not about me, but what goes on inside the content. what you learned, what you think. This is real life situation over here. This is real life situation, y'all. I told y'all when I'm off this week, I'm on spring break, and my spring break is to play catch up with my videos, and then I'm gonna take me a little break. When I say take a little break, that means that get rid of I got to do some I got to do some what you call it, y'all. I got to make some I'm gonna be making some what is shorts. I'm gonna be making some short videos, okay? All right, y'all. I love y'all. If there's no question, y'all don't have nothing to say. I appreciate y'all leaving a reaction to Miss Letecia Stauch and what she did to her stepson, Gunner. If I said the name wrong, I apologize. And please, people, let's get our lights up, okay? Thank you so much for attending this content today. Thank you for being with me today. Y'all know what all I did today to be here to make it work for our channel. Okay? If there's no question and there's nothing to say, I appreciate y'all being here. Like I said again, enjoy your day, okay? All right, bus drivers, teachers, and custodians, and cafeteria workers, and crossing guard, and police officers, and parents, and children. Y'all enjoy y'all spring break. I'm out.